PlayStation 5 PlayStation recently showed the PS5 user interface and the user experience, navigating the dashboard and things like that, which is something that we've been waiting on, for a long time. I would say, that was kind of like the last piece of the puzzle,
Absolutely. And I think last week they showed the Burger King opening the bag, and it played the startup noise, which we were all waiting to hear. So, all the pieces are slowly starting to get put into place. We're starting to, finally figure out what the PS5 is and what it, looks like and what it does.
So they start off the video, right? From rest mode. Okay. So the PlayStation 5 has a rest mode. Okay.
That's right.
And should you put your PS4 in rest mode, Brett?
You should. And you should also put your PS5 in rest mode. I was just going to say, and then when the PS5 comes out, you should definitely put it in rest mode. Okay. Anyway. So they put up this video kind of showing the user interface. I can't speak. The user interface and the user experience, right? And there's some really cool features, and there are some features that I will absolutely use. There's a couple that I absolutely will not be using. There's a couple that I was questioning why they were focusing on it for this video and why they weren't focusing on something else.
Okay. Where do you want to start? You want to start with what we really like versus what we don't really like? Or I'll run down just some of the bigger ones. So I think one of the first things they showed was activities, right?
Yeah.
Something I would compare almost to like trophy or achievement tracking within games, but kind of built into the user experience with the actual video game. And what they showed was Sackboy running, and like you could pull up this thing and it had all of your activities and your objectives that you had to do, and it kind of was showing you how much completion you had for each thing or what you might have missed or whatever. And you can actually go in there and click on those objectives or those activities, and the game will take you to that part of the game to complete that, which is really interesting.
It is really interesting. I think it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know if it's something that I'm going to be doing. It's just like an additional task for you to complete to extend your game time. Kind of like, it's like, did you get all the collectibles? This, what is it called? Activity. Mm-hmm. This activity will essentially help you get all the collectibles, and you click on that. It'll take you to the spots where you have to go. Like, yeah, I guess that's kind of cool. But also, Josh, I can't see this being something that every single game, especially third-party games using. So I don't.
I think like a lot of these features, it's going to be better utilized in some games versus others. I think definitely for trophy hunting, right? That's going to be a huge thing for trophy hunting. But I also think maybe it could help with some games where you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? Like, what was my objective? Where do I need to go? I'm lost, like whatever it might be, to then like utilize that. And I think more so too, how I think maybe PlayStation might be looking at it is let's kind of remove some of these barriers to playing some of these things and make it a little more user-friendly, or the user experience a little bit more intuitive, to kind of have these things built into the game, so it's not just necessarily linear, right? Or whatever it is. It's kind of going outside of the bounds of the game design itself almost. And I think will definitely lead to some interesting incorporations with some games. But like you said, I don't think it's going to be there for everything. Games obviously will have to build this in, just like they do trophy systems and things like that. Yeah,
I think the technology behind being able to teleport you to a random spot in the game is cooler than the activity thing itself.
Yeah, I could agree with that. And you could also picture in picture this specific one too, so you could have like the objectives tracked on your screen while you're running around, which for a lot of these features that they showed off, you actually can do, including
that's the
go ahead.
I was going to say that's the card system that they introduced, right? All of them are technically cards.
Right. So you like pull up this this control center, right? And then you have news. Like they showed like news or stories for the game that you're playing, screenshots for it, like tracking the different objectives that you can pull up. And then one of those things in that control center was activities, or not activities, was game help. So you could pull up like videos or guides or stuff like that. Kind of picture in picture little snippets of exactly what you're looking for the game that you're playing. Which again,
yeah,
I think it's
I like that.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's similar though to the last one that we talked about, where it's going to be more useful in some games than others.
Absolutely. But I think this would be helpful in a situation like you're playing God of War and you're trying to get all the ravens or whatever, Odin's ravens, I think they were, and you could just load up a video and it'll show you where all of them are, and you could have that on the screen. I can't tell you how many times I've been on my phone on one hand and playing the game on the other, watching the video, trying to go through a walkthrough.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that's
I think it's a good feature as well. Then you have quick joins for party and voice chat, which is nice. Again, picture in picture. So currently on the PlayStation 4, when you get a party invite, you press the PlayStation button. It has to take you to the party screen, right? It's like loading to join the party, and then when you join, you're on the party screen, and then you have to go back to your game, right? Or to start a party, you have to go to the dashboard or pull up like the UI, go to start a party, go to invite your friends, things like that. Now you can just pull it up picture in picture in the game without leaving the game, without loading basically a separate app to either quick join or view the party, or type in the party or whatever it might be.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Whatever you want.
It's cool.
I mean, it's cool. It's just good.
I feel like it should have been there from the beginning. Xbox, when you join a party on there, all you have to do is someone sends you an invite, you push the Xbox button or you hold it down, it'll automatically join the party.
Right.
You don't even have to leave your game.
Right. So. Absolutely. And then part of that too was just again, picture-in-picture communication. So whether it's like text chat or whatever it might be, multitasking basically. It's similar was joining friends games. So again, it doesn't have to pull up a whole nother screen. It just pulls up join. So whether you're in the current game that they're playing or you're playing something else and they invite you to another game with their kind of quick resume thing or whatever it is, you'd be like, all right, I'm done here for now. I don't have to worry about saving or doing anything like that. Let me join this game. It's immediately going to load like Apex or whatever it is that you're inviting me to. And then I can play, with you with that without having to go to the dashboard or do anything else, right? It kind of pulls up the UI within the game that you're playing.
Absolutely. That looks cool.
Yeah. They talked about 4K screenshots, videos. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Cool.
PlayStation Store integration. It's not its own app.
That's big.
Which, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's a huge step forward because the PlayStation Store sucks. It gets bloated the longer it exists. So the PS4 store getting a little more sluggish than it was back when it first launched. Right. The PS3 store, if you try to go on the PS3 app, the PS3 store app on the PS3, it is awful. What a mess. And on the Vita, don't even get me started. It is bad.
You think all this was an accident?
Yes, you were.
You literally will search for a game and a video, an add-on will come up instead of the game. You'll type in Gravity Rush, one of the biggest games on the Vita, and it'll be like Gravity Rush skin for PlayStation All-Stars. And I'm like, what? How do you not do this correctly?
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
So, yes, this is awesome that the PlayStation Store is being integrated into the actual OS of the console.
It only took them...
Should have been done a long time ago.
Only took them 2 consoles to figure it out.
Yeah. Several consoles. 3, Vita, and the PS4.
Oh, you're right. And then you have, which I think is actually great, you have the voice dictation with the DualSense. Then, so, like, you don't have to type in with their controller or whatever, or get a fucking chat pad or whatever. But more importantly... For me, and I know we were talking about it in one of our group chats, is like when there's a microphone now in the DualSense controller. So when you join a party, you're not going to be like, hello, boss, can anybody hear me? And there's just nothing because you have to fucking find your headset somewhere. And then you're like,
hey, boss.
Like, hello, is anybody there? Hello?
Hello?
Now it's like immediate with my controller.
Exactly. And I actually thought the microphone, when they first unveiled it, I was like, that's so dumb. I'm going to have little kids talking in Call of Duty on the microphone on their controller. It's going to sound like shit. Yeah. You know? But that's not the case because, well, maybe it is the case, but that's that doesn't matter because we can now do exactly what you just said. We could instantly join each other's parties and be like, yo, dude, hold on 1 second. Let me get my headset on.
You're right.
You still talk. What are you doing? What are you up to? Put your
Right.
headset on. So, yeah, I agree. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I like being able to text, voice to text as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when we're talking shit in Rocket League, we could just go, you know, reported for being bad. And then it'll just say reported for being bad.
Absolutely. And then the last thing that I thought was maybe of note to mention was the spoiler warning things for screenshots and videos. So if, you know, somebody takes a screenshot or a video of a game and sends it to you, and you don't either own that game or haven't gotten to that point in the game yet, it'll give you like a spoiler warning. Be like, hey, you know, spoiler warning. Don't look at this.
Yeah, and that's similar to something that the PS4 did when you would be broadcasting straight from the PlayStation 4. You'd be broadcasting a game live, and if there was certain things that the developer didn't want you to show, it would pop up in the corner. This content cannot be. I forget the message it said. Yeah. But that was essentially the developer saying, this part of the game, I don't want you to stream it because it's a spoiler. Right. Or it's copyrighted content or something like that, you know?
Right.
So it's similar, but in this regard, it's like, hey, someone just sent you the ending of Infamous Second Son where Delsin kills his whole tribe. Do you want to accept this image? And you're like, yeah. And then you get spoiled.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts about any other UI features or anything that I missed that you think is worth talking about?
I don't know if you missed anything per se, like nothing worth mentioning. I just think overall, like we can give our thoughts on what we think overall. I think it looks like the PS4 UI, but a little more futuristic. It's like, so when they showed the Xbox Series X UI, or at least what I think was the Xbox Series X UI, everyone, and including myself, was like, it looks exactly like the Xbox One. Why would I, like, that's not exciting. Like, change it up. But then again, it's like, with the PS5, it was so different than the PS4 that I was like, oh, it's like similar, but it's different.
Yeah.
You know?
They both went from like more boxy looking to a little bit more rounded looking. And look, they're like ecosystems that everybody understands now. Like, you can make that argument with every generation jump. Do I think it's particularly exciting? No. Do I think some of the features in there are cool? Absolutely. To me, if it fucking runs faster and doesn't run like a piece of shit UI, like the previous generation, like, I'm okay with it. Like, if things don't take 30,000 years to fucking load, like, I'm fine with that. Is it?
I saw a lot of people comparing the PS5 UI to like Netflix, the way they have their like loadout, because like it's like you scroll down and then you scroll over for everything. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess I don't know. It's whatever. I'm more interested in the features and the tech going on rather than the actual layout of the UI. If I can understand it and know what the fuck's going on, and it just runs fast, and is not a hindrance to me playing games, then that is what I want.
Yeah, my biggest thing is I want the media apps to be easier to access, because right now on the PS4 you have to go to TV and video, and then it loads the screen with all your apps for your TV and video shit, and then you have to click on the one you want, and sometimes it's not there and you got to go down and find the rest of them. So I hope they did show, it said games at the top, and then on the right of it it said media. So you're going to be able to scroll back and forth between them, which is good because that means you don't have to scroll through all your games to get to your entertainment apps. I just hope it's easy and not a piece of shit like the PS4 media is. So
I think just in general though, it seems to be a little bit more integrated, like everything, especially like including the PlayStation Store and stuff like that. So as long as it runs fine, right, and does not slow down, like I feel like we've seen with the PlayStation 4 generation, then I think we're fine. So
yeah, what do you think about the thing that they've been doing? I think the Switch has this, the PS5 has it. It's like a news tab where it will like give you updates for all these games.
Dude, I don't give
and
a fuck.
Stuff that you're playing.
I'm not a normie.
I don't need
to see news or information or whatever the fuck it is about happening with this game that I'm playing or other games in the ecosystem. I know what games I'm gonna buy. I bought them for a reason. I know what I need to know about the games that I need to know. I'm not going to get my fucking news about a game from the system that I'm playing the game on where I already purchased the fucking game for.
It's going to be biased because you're reading it on that console's like on their dashboard thing. But like, I was thinking like, if it was just like, and I know some people don't use Reddit, but if it was like your Reddit subreddit something there and you could click on that and it was like all your subreddits, like, yeah, I'd use that. Because that's my own curated
That's more interesting to me.
thing.
That's more interesting to me than some fucking Joe Schmo YouTube channel or PlayStation blog or something like that.
Yeah. Like, do I want the PlayStation official blog, like their post on there? Yeah, I guess that's fine. But I don't want to see a bunch of content about the games that I play from that.
But also to me, I don't fucking need news about it on the console. Like that's just clutter in my opinion. Like I don't want to fucking read news on my fucking console. Like, if I'm going to read news, I'm going to go on my phone or I'm going to go on my computer. I'm not going to go on the console and scroll under the game page or fucking pull up the navigation tab and the first thing you see is news about the game. Fuck that, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I don't need that. And what they should do is allow you to customize, which they might. They didn't touch on it. I'll allow you to customize what that navigation bar looks like that you pull up. Because if I don't have to have the news as the first fucking tab there, I'm not going to have it at all. Or it's going to be all the way down the other fucking end and I'm never going to use it.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught this, but the news thing or whatever it's called, it's actually not going to be available for all PlayStation 5 users in North America at launch. It's going to be tested, they said. So we might not even have
Good,
it.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Exactly.
Hello, my fellow human being. Thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. Do you know that it's actually part of a larger podcast called Hapticast? Check it out by clicking here.